What's up, everybody? It's me, Isaiah Mays, and welcome to the first ever episode of Not Poor, Just Broke, the podcast for people who, aren't poor, they're just a little broke. First ever episode. Pretty crazy. I was hoping that my guest could join me, but something came up there. So it's just me today, which it's alright, I guess. Gonna be a little awkward, but we'll power through it. I guess we can talk about my day. My day was alright. I did a whole lot of nothing. Pretty much laid in bed, scrolled through social media all day. Yeah, that's about it. I guess we can just get right into the topic. I don't really have anything to talk about. Alright, so, can anybody tell me what Katniss Everdeen? Okay, Walt Disney, Steve Jobs, Shakespeare, Michael Jordan, Adolf Hitler, and Penelope von Schweetz have in common? Anybody? That's right. They are all embodiments of Kanye West, according to him. Here's a little backstory to Kanye childhood. He was born June 8th, 1977, raised on the south side of Chicago. He began producing music in the mid-90s, began producing for Rockefeller Records. That's really when he started to gain popularity, and what really settled it was him producing 4 tracks on Jay-Z's The Blueprint. And after that, he released his first solo album, The College Dropout, in 2004. New Kanye, aka Kanye. He's married to Kim K. He has 4 children with her. In his words, he has a superstar family, has over 21 Grammys, and has sold over 21 million albums. He is the highest paid person in the shoe business, and recently started Sunday Service, which is a kind of church, I guess he started within the past year, and as of 2020, he's a billionaire. Now, why do I like Kanye? What does he mean to me? Well, the only reason, it's because he's black. Now, kind of kidding. It's cool to see a black guy, get to the popularity that he has and the fame, and he's pretty rich. To see where he came from, it's pretty inspiring. I can I really relate to him. Him being from the hood and not really letting him affect him. I kind of see myself in him in some ways. He's great inspiration. He never takes no for an answer. And whatever he says, he'll eventually do it. Which is, that's why I like him. Maybe Kanye is crazy. P.S. he's not. So, the 2009 VMAs, this is where I'd say pretty much everybody started hating him. I do agree it was pretty rude of him to interrupt Taylor during her speech. And I keep seeing the argument that Kanye made Taylor famous from Kanye fans. I don't completely agree with it because, she was getting an award when he interrupted her. But, this was my first time hearing about Taylor, so kind of through Kanye, I found out who Taylor Swift was. But I guarantee eventually I would have heard of her. But Kanye did bring her to my attention. But let's be honest, the man showed up and black Tims and a leather t-shirt drinking a bottle of Hennessy. Like, were they expecting him to behave himself? I don't know. Another reason people don't like Kanye is his ego. I don't mind it. I like how he is totally confident in himself and he doesn't let anybody get to him, you know. I feel like more people should have those thoughts going through their mind, because people let social media get to them, which is, you know, why I like Kanye. He doesn't let, you know, people's comments bring him down. Recently, he's been getting hate for being bipolar. They use it as a way to make his points invalid, and people say he shouldn't be listened to because he isn't in the right state of mind. Which I've met bipolar people. I've had friends that had bipolar disorder, and that's pretty rude to say to somebody, you know, that their thoughts are invalid just because they have a mental illness. Another reason why he's pretty hated. He met with Trump, which, when I first saw it, I was like, yo, Kanye, what's up with this? But it wasn't until this project that I actually went and watched the video, and it was a pretty good video. I mean, the meeting went pretty well. The whole reason why Kanye went there was to talk about prison reform with him. He's trying to get this man, Larry Hoover, out of jail. That's kind of what he started off the conversation with Trump about. Then he went on to talk about how damaging the 13th Amendment is to black people, which I agree with him. That's why I like the video. And after the video, in an interview, he said that he felt hurt that so many people hated him for just meeting with the president. He said that he's looked up to Trump ever since he was little, and just because his view's different from his, he doesn't feel that he needs to hate him. And I agree with him. If you would actually watch the video, you'd see that Kanye went in there with the intention to educate Trump and to persuade him to, be better understanding towards Kanye and somewhat the black community. This slide, it's some tweets, directed at Kanye. I'd say it shows an example of unnecessary hate that he gets. This is when he was ranting about getting Taylor Swift her masters. Or not necessarily getting her masters, but it was during a rant when he was trying to talk about getting artists their masters back. And he goes, "I'm going to personally see to it that Taylor Swift gets her masters back. Scooter is a close family friend." I don't know who Scooter is. I guess it's a family friend of Kanye, but this Taylor Swift Artist of the Decade replies, "You need her to keep you famous, rat," with Cardi B saying F you. I don't get it. Kanye was trying to say something positive with the tweet. Another main focus of hate to Kanye is the Taylor stan. I guess just guessing, I'm pretty sure this Taylor stan knows nothing about what he's tweeting about or what he's talking about, but still decides to leave hate. And the final tweet I'm going to look at is Kanye peeing on a Grammy. This was also during the time of the last tweet about him tweeting about Taylor. It's basically showing his disdain for the music industry and what it means to him means nothing now. But this tweet from Angela, 300,000 plus boneheads and counting have liked Kanye pissing on a Grammy. No wonder we have Trump as president and can't beat coronavirus. This tweet really made no sense. I don't get the correlation between this being the reason why Trump's the president and why we can't beat corona. I guess because Kanye's peeing, it's nasty. Maybe that could spread COVID. I don't know what she's coming at, but it really made no sense. Alright, so for the last thing before I end this, I wanted to look at the Joe Rogan and Kanye interview. It's his most recent interview, and this video is what inspired me to make this project. So some things he talks about, he recently started Yeezy Christian Academy. It's basically, I guess, his private school for kids. It's a Christian school. There's really no more explanation to this. He has tweeted a video of the kids, and yeah. I must say, though, this uniform, it looks like, a prison fit. I'd say switch up the uniform and, you might have something. He also talked about Sunday service. He felt that God was calling him to do this. He says ever since he gave his life to Christ, God has been using him to serve him in different ways, which I guess, you can see because within the last year, he's dropped Jesus is King, started Sunday service. He's really turned his life around. He doesn't, he doesn't curse anymore. He's definitely changed to a more, I guess, godly man since then. He has a big focus on artists owning their own masters, the original copies to their songs, so they could profit off of them instead of having these music industries profit off of their work. And he related the music industry to a rape of artists, how they rape the artists of their money. He talked about building a city in Haiti. It's supposed to be a utopia, and that is also the place where he claims he's innovating farming. The last major thing he talked about was mental illness. How he was hospitalized for, he claims he was just exhausted. He told the truth, was exhausted, then labeled crazy. He was hospitalized after a rant during the St. Pablo tour, where right after the rant, he was taken straight to, I guess, the mental hospital. He talked about his medication, how when he was on medication, he lost his confidence, became disconnected to reality, and he says he lost all his creativity. And what I liked about this interview, before this interview, Joe Rogan would hate on Kanye, a whole bunch, called him crazy and all that. But after the interview, if you listen to his interviews after the Kanye one, he'll talk to the people about the Kanye interview and say how it changed his mind. He really sees what Kanye's point of view is. And which is, I feel, once you give him the opportunity to speak, you'll see what he's saying. And when I first watched this video, when it first came out about a month ago, I saw that most of the comments were hate. But as I was doing research and, preparing for this within the last week, I saw a surprising amount of support in the comments. I guess, when people actually listen, they can be, shown the light. So, in conclusion, I think we need to give everyone the chance to speak. Kanye is trying to be positive, and he's always met with negativity. People who actually take the time to listen and to understand him, they see where he's coming from. I've shown this presentation to some family members before I decided to film, and some of them were Kanye haters, and I feel like I did persuade them to at least listen to the guy. You don't have to agree with everything he says, but I think people need to listen. And I personally, if I had, ideas like Kanye, I would hate for the world to just say I'm crazy and dismiss what I'm trying to do and say. I think it's a very toxic way to live, and it's not right. But, that's it for the presentation. I guess we can go back to normal. I don't really have anything else to say. Again, I wish my co-host could be here, but unfortunately I had somewhere to be. I guess I'll just end it here, but thank you guys for watching to the best podcast in the world. Not poor, just broke. I will see you guys next episode. Goodbye.